So almost 9 weeks to go for exam, and I'm sure you are excited and nervous and obviously overwhelmed also at the same time, which is absolutely natural and normal to feel at this stage. Hi Aisha, hi Kinza. So today I'm going to be talking about the coming 9 weeks, what the approach is, what Winsport is bringing new, and how you can utilize those new features and definitely the new tools for your revisions. I will talk about the study plan, what is going to be already providing you for the revision, then what are the new things, and overall, while you're preparing and while you're studying and going through the curriculum, what should be the do's and don'ts. We are going to be talking about them as well. Yes, Jay, I totally understand it is overwhelming at this stage. Hi, Pri, and it is completely natural, as I tell you, even during the live classes, is that, trying to avoid this nervousness and overwhelm actually sometimes can be counterproductive. So you just have to acknowledge that these are just the emotions and they'll simply pass. And you keep working hard because your preparation, your effort, your hard work is stronger than these fleeting emotions. Someday you will feel excited and you'll feel everything is in your control, and some days you may not. So just think that emotions are just a fleeting, passing situation. It's not a permanent state. It does not define what your preparation is and how your exam is going to be. So those two are very distinct things. You have to learn distinguishing between the mindset. Yes, so this is the core of the mindset that you need, that emotions are separate and your preparation and your hard work and your sincere efforts, they are separate. Your exam will not be determined by your emotions unless you become, really overpowered by them. Which of course I'm with you every week. So we are discussing about your mindset. We're talking about your preparation. So and yesterday I'm sure everybody enjoyed the therapeutic guidelines revision class. So although we are having weekly tutor class for our the hot notes revision, and then you're starting the therapeutic guidelines revision classes as well. In the past, I've also taken the TG power sessions where we talked about medical emergencies and all. So you also like those in the past. Now, considering that the yesterday class got great response because it helped you review all the important drugs and the regimens which is absolutely going to be in the exam. Hi, Charmy. So those were high yield concepts, and giving you a quick review. I think the response said it, everybody on the group, it was a mutual, feeling. So because anytime you revise TG with a batch, I know it's going to be an absolute super hit situation. So that's why we have decided that we'll keep it a weekly feature. And along with therapeutic guidelines, we'll also focus on infection control guidelines. We'll also focus on traumatic guidelines. So predominantly for the guidelines, we will utilize that Monday session, revision session, because again, these guidelines are the most volatile ones. The concept keeps getting evaporated no matter how many times you review and revise. So more revision classes you have it, even, they will, sometimes you'll feel that we need still more. So yes, your requests have been heard. We're making it like a weekly feature, and we'll focus on the guidelines discussion. And then the weekend classes will be the hot notes revision, and then the Tuesday and the Thursday internal classes with me would be focusing on the Ultimate Advanced File Volume 2, then the conceptual classes. As you know, that new conceptual classes are also coming in the coming weeks, Tuesdays. So although I said that there is a big surprise reveal, but there are still tiny bits of surprises as well. And I'm so excited right now. I think I want to just tell everything right now, but I want to know that, do you want to know the surprise after I cover the strategy, or do you want to know before? I'm sure a lot of you can guess, but you know what? If I say there's one big surprise, definitely there's one big one, but absolutely there are multiple other as well. So I don't know which one you'll get most excited about. You can choose which is biggest for you, but there are plenty. So one thing which is that our public mock is coming up, which is in the July first week. The exact dates are going to be announced, and If you are enrolled with us, you know where to find it. But if you're not enrolled with us, you're going for the March exam or taking the September exam, this mock is for you. So you can actually download our app or click the link and open it on your browsers, our LMS, and register for the free program. And it is available as free on our free mentorship program as well. So be prepared for the July public mock, which is also going to come. And then we'll have a discussion session next week about that July public mock. That was one thing. As you all know, as I'm doing the UAF volume 2 and the new hot notes are coming, and you guys are seeing those announcements on the group as the new hot notes are keep getting added. Based on that, the new mind maps will also be filling up. Now, the other important thing is that you guys requested after doing the Ultimate Advanced File Volume 2, you realized that there were a lot of questions that ADC is now asking from the basics and thousands and past papers, and you've seen firsthand that a lot of questions got repeated from those, and some of you got worried because they were not doing the thousands and past papers. So now first, it's a tiny surprise, not like the bigger surprise, but we are bringing the 1000 and past paper assessment mocks and assessment quizzes on app. So in 2 weeks, the thousands and past papers, both assessment quizzes will be created on the app. So those who have not done thousands and past papers and not watching those videos and even not even doing them from the files, now they will have them as mocks. So it will be another motivational factor for you to at least take them on the app and go through those questions. Now, that is one thing, having them as mock exam. Now for the March batch students, for the March 26 candidates, as you know, a lot of March candidates have already enrolled with us. So that's another big batch on its own. So this news is for March 26 candidates that we are also creating thousands and past papers back to basics notes. And those notes will not be added to your study plan, so it will not become a burden for you to prepare, but rather they will be added to the mocks itself as a feedback. So when you take those mocks, thousands and past papers, if you don't have enough time and you are not doing 7 to 8 hour study plan and you're doing a 4 to 5 hour study plan, you will still take those mocks and the feedback will explain the concept. The feedback will provide you the notes, kind of like a power notes for thousands and past papers, but you don't have them as files separately, just as part of your mocks. So even when you're taking those thousands and past paper questions and you get stuck somewhere, you have the feedback, you have the explanation. So that will be for the March candidates. Then another important thing is same. Yes, I know, Megha, you all wanted to, but it is a time-consuming process, right? And we are not a bakery. We don't make factory make donuts and cookies like that. So we don't churn out products like that. We make actual examination educational notes. So it takes time. It takes about all the information and all the knowledge that we are going to put it. So it will take time, but definitely we are also working on the Mega Master Power Notes, which will also be added to the mocks and the quizzes. So a lot is coming for the March candidates. The Mega Master Power Notes will be added to the mocks. Thousands and past paper notes will be also added to the mocks. Yes, you will get the 1000 past paper mocks have been almost ready. We'll release them in a week or so. And then the thousands also by mid-July, everything will be available on the app. So those are your tiny surprises. I'm sure you're liking the tiny surprises so far. So I think you're ready for the big one as well. Right? All right. So yeah, the new and yeah, the new mocks and the new, the power notes, everything is in place. Other than that, yes, the 1000 and past papers right now will be just as mocks. Mega Master you already have as mocks, and we are creating the explanation and answers based on that. Now, the biggest surprise that is going to be is that now for everyone who's taking the exam in September, especially, and especially if it's your repeat attempt, one thing that has been bothering you is about one particular cluster where you have been consistently struggling or not securing a pass grade. Is that right? And everybody is you're taking all the mocks and everything, And of course, in my Ultimate Advanced File and Mega Master, you have the clusters marked, right, when you're preparing them. But when I take your mocks, I don't give the clusters marked on the questions. Reason being, the reason is that of course, I do not want to give you those crutches, because in the exam also you will not have that, right? The cluster marked thing. So for the same reason, what we are going to do is we are bringing you now and absolutely prepared. The cluster wise ADC mocks are available now. So there are going to be multiple number of mocks. We have created almost 7 to 10 mocks per cluster. So it's not even one cluster mock, one per cluster mock. No, there are about 7 to 10 mocks per cluster. So if you have your 4 ADC clusters and you have about 7 to 8 mocks for each cluster, that's huge amount of practice. Now there's going to be one thing which I will totally give it to you to decide, which I'm going to conduct a poll also after the class on the group, is that whether you want those cluster wise mocks to be released one by one per week, or you want them all to be released by the end of this week and then take it in your own pace, focus on the cluster that you want for the next 8 weeks. They will be entirely yours. I will give you some set of rules, some set of protocol, how to take those mocks so that you don't get overwhelmed again and you don't just focus on one cluster alone. So Dara, we have put about 50 questions per mock, and we have about 10 per cluster. So you can say about 500 to 600. That's a very good question, Minakshi. So we are not giving you 10 attempts for this particular cluster mock. We will be giving you max 3 attempts, because we don't want you to just focus on clusters also. So it's going to be a holistic preparation. If you consider all the mocks that you have been doing so far, starting from your subject wise, then coming to your therapeutic guideline mocks, then coming to your specialized mocks, which are your X-ray mocks, then your trauma guideline mocks, health promotion mocks, and now the cluster wise mocks. So consider it, you have done the subject wise. Then the ninja mock is a blend of all the subjects, just like multidisciplinary examination. Then you have all the specialized and therapeutic guideline mocks. And then now you have the cluster specific mock as well. So if you look at it, it is the most wholesome and it's on your fingertips. What mood you are in on that day to particularly revise. Do you want a specific mock? Do you want a specialized mock? Do you want to focus on a subject? Do you want to focus on a guideline? Do you want to focus on one particular source? Or do you want to take a multidisciplinary mock? Or you want to revise TG, or you want to focus on a cluster. Now you are the decider. You, as a student, will decide, will customize the program for you, right? So now these 9 weeks, of course, you have a study plan which is provided to you from week 14, which you started yesterday, going till week 22, which is before examination. So all these 9 weeks, you have been given the day-to-day roadmap, what you have to do, what you have to watch, what you must read. The reading already, hot notes is on the revision aspect, right? Assessment also, it's all revision and it's the repeat of the Ultimate Advanced File and MMF test. So everything you're repeating now, going for multiple attempts, now is what you're basically strengthening your concepts now. So focus on the study plan as is provided to you. Along with that, you get the cluster specific mocks, right? And then now let's talk about, while you're doing the study plan, what you should focus on. Because a lot of time on the group also, like some of the students every day I see are still not having that clarity what they should focus on, or sometimes they're nervous that what's going on, I'm still behind, I'm not following the plan. So one thing is, from after week 12 or 13 anyways, it's the revision. So once you have come to the week 12 study plan, after that the revision will become easier and you will require less time to do the same study plan. So the 7 to 8 hours or 4 to 5 is for the initial 10 to 12 weeks. After that, when you're on a revision thing, it will not take the same time and you can get more done in the same time period. So first of all, as I showed you, you follow the roadmap to success which has been given to you. On each week, from week 14 also, you have been provided now the Ultimate Advanced File Volume 2 plan as well, right? You all requested me to do that. Have you seen the updated study plan, right? So you've seen the updated study plan and Ultimate Advanced File Volume 2, which is the latest database of the examination question that has been added for revision. The class has been added for revision. The power notes are getting prepared. They're getting uploaded. So once you have watched the class, next time onwards, you can simply review the power notes and get the concept sorted. And the same quiz practice also for the Ultimate Advanced File Volume 2 has been created for you. So from week 13, that was last week, you have now even the latest material that we are doing also added to the study plan for revisions. So that's crystal clear for everybody, right? You're updated with the latest study plan. I keep updating it. Now, this is your Ultimate Advanced File Volume 2, which has been incorporated in your study plan. Along with that, your conceptual classes, your hot notes, and your mocks. They are simultaneously going on. So you're reviewing and revising everything every single day. It's going through your eyes multiple times and repeating itself so much that in the exam, it will feel like a second nature to you. It will not overwhelm you. In the examination, the confidence will shine through because you have done this multiple times. Now, coming from the week 18 onwards, your revision has become very sparse. You see, the classes have become very sparse. It's the last 4 weeks or 5 weeks. The classes have become very sparse. The reading of the notes, it's your third time. And then the tutor classes would have been also done. So all your hot notes would also be strengthened by that time. Then you will be at the complete capacity to review the mind maps, because your hot notes you would have read 3 times. And then when you start reading your mind maps, all the summary will come together. Now I have already started receiving the reviews from you all. Some of you have been sending me the mind map reviews. Those of you you have sent me, right? So I've seen your review also, and then other people as well, those who have already started doing the mind maps. That now, because they have done the hot notes once or twice, now when they go to the mind maps, it is automatically giving you the cues to think about. Immediately, every bubble in that, the mind map and the chart has the information to trigger a thought process and bring the whole concept together. Have you all been? So some of you are already doing it. Those who you've not started, you will start experiencing the magic that mind map really is. And you will actually come to know that, especially in the last 4 weeks before exam, right? So now the coming 4 weeks, please focus on still reviewing and revising. Make sure your study plans are completed and revisions are going on strong in these 4 weeks. And the last 4 weeks, the mind maps are going to give you mind-blowing revisions. Trust me on that. So all the last 5 weeks have been added with what subject to focus on, which particular mind maps you will spend that week reading. So I've made sure that if we have 10 subjects mind maps, all the 10 subjects get revised in the last 5 weeks and all the concepts are immediately in your memory. And then the Monday supplementary classes, weekend tutor support classes, Tuesday public sessions with me, Thursday internal classes with me will also make sure that you are accountable, because we will be helping you recalibrate, review, and bring those concepts to the table. Because when we solve the Ultimate Advanced File Volume 2, I keep asking you the questions. So you get to bring your knowledge on the table and test it right away. On the supplementary classes on Monday, when Dr. Akis is going to ask you questions and take the Viva, helps you bring the concepts on the table, get a reality check where we stand. Similarly, on the weekends, Dr. Kalai and Dr. Anja's tutor support class, you will get immediate review and revisions on the hot notes. So wherever you're getting stuck by yourself in those intense notes, you will get a quick review of that and understanding of that. And then your study plan where you're watching all the CVs, special topics, important article classes, and taking your daily assessments and mocks on the exam questions, as well as our specialized mocks, which are specially created for you. Does that give you a wholesome picture of overall 360 degrees what you're doing throughout every week, every single day, and then the coming 4 weeks, and then the 5 weeks after? So, Raman, you are on week 7. Would you please remind me, are you for the September or are you for March? Our notes on MMF? September. Okay. So, and then that too full course, right, Raman? Not crash course, if I'm correct? All right. So if you're on week 7, first of all, I'd say that increase the number of hours that you're putting, because of course, I think you joined late as well. So what you should do is, even if the program suggests 4 to 5 hours per day, you should be putting at least, 6 to 7 hours per day. And that will help you finish a particular week plan, faster, and you can catch up, and in the next 4 weeks try to reach at least by to week 13 or 14 plan, and then your revision will start. So mega master will start, I think, in week 9. Yeah. Yeah. So week 10, you will start the Mega Master file, right? But yes, definitely put in more hours, Raman, so that you can catch up and your backlog is there. I want you to do maybe 2 weeks in 1 week time. So double the amount of hours that the plan requires. That is one recommendation. And if somebody is planning to go for our crash course, so cluster specific mocks are something that you're looking for. Absolutely no one else in the entire ADC community is going to provide you that. All our ultimate advanced files, volume 2, volume 1, mega master, they have been, each question have been labeled with the cluster from the file preparation, but also from the mocks that will be provided to you, it will give you focus on individual cluster now. So Nimra, again, just to emphasize this, plan is good, material is good, the tools are there, the notes are there, it's high yield, high value, actually something that works for you, something that gets asked in the exam and not random. But these, again, scared and the stress, these are all emotions, right? Stress is something that you can still manage. Being scared, being nervous and fearing, that is emotional thing. Again, talk to me, book a consultation, call Nimra, because you need a one-on-one interaction with us. You need to sort stress differently and then handle emotions differently. Do not mix everything. Whenever you feel anything, just identify it. Is it an emotion? Is it just a feeling of nervousness, which is normal? Acknowledge it, put it aside, right? But schedule a call with us. You require consultation, because mindset, no matter how much I tell you right now, you have to be in constant touch with us. You require the consultation, you require counseling, and especially those students who are in high stress, I recommend the counseling for them a lot. So you need that one-on-one support. Please talk to us and book your consultation, Nimra, and we'll help you to create a mindset, to look at the study plan and material, right, with confidence and not be scared also. So that is the big surprise. Those were the study plans. So you got a rough idea about the 9 weeks, right? Yes, Kinza, I'm going to be talking about it, and let's focus on the slides here, which will also give you some important tools how to do that. As I said, Kinza, now the program will not take as many hours. So if the 4 to 5 hour study plan after week 13 or 14 will actually not take your 4 to 5 hours. The revision should be done in 2 to 3 hours. With the classes also, you are watching it maybe the second time or the third time. So you don't have to watch them at 1x speed. You can do it 1.5x and get a quick review, right? Yes, of course. After booking the exam venue, the anxiety will also peak up, Kuljit. That is why please drop me a personal message on WhatsApp, and I'm going to open up more windows on the consultation and counseling. What you require is a one-on-one consultation right now, Kuljit. See, on the group, every day consistently providing you support. During the classes, you're supported. So you're supported throughout the week, whether it's on the WhatsApp group, whether it's on the classes, but and on the one-on-one WhatsApp connection and chat with me. But if you require more, if you require one-on-one, telephonic consultation and counseling, so we provide that as well. So I would request you, please don't let this overpower you. Talk to us, get this out of your system so you can focus just on work and have a practical approach how to handle it. Now, Hina, if you have done the 1,000 and past papers, only then revise it. Revise means doing it the second time, right? If you have not watched it anytime first, but now the 1,000 and past paper quizzes are created, so you have to or you can take those quizzes. Okay? So revision is your important focus in the last 9 weeks. And first of all, concepts should be absolutely clear for now. See, no matter how many mocks you take, no matter how many past year exams I give you, past year questions I give you, and no matter how many CV classes I make you watch, or I make you watch those, important article classes, anything, whether it's watch, read, or assess, if you're not collecting the concepts and strengthening them and testing yourself whether you remember them or not, everything else doesn't really matter. So no matter how many mocks you do, no matter whatever you study, the concepts should start getting sticking to you. Thank you so much, Pri, and I'll keep doing all of it and more whenever I think that it's important for the candidates. I think with the features that we have brought, starting from the power notes, then the hot notes, then the mind maps, then the cluster-wise mocks, all the specialized mocks, whatever we have done so far, it has only been for the candidates. It has not been for some self-promotion. It has not been to just, come across as somebody who's doing and creating a program, copying what other courses are doing, because Winspert has always been and will always be pioneer in bringing student-centric program. It is not a tutor or a coach-centric course or an institute. It's a student-centric. Here, the fathers and the grandfathers and everybody is student. Who owns Winspert is the student. Who decides what happens at Winspert is the students. So whatever we create, whatever we generate, whatever we bring the plan, it is because you asked for it. It is because you required it. And it is because it is important for you to crack the examination. Simple. Now, the rash technique, tell me everyone who's been using the rash technique now, has it ever failed you once that you are not able to apply it to any exam question? So when your rash technique has been working every single time and you know the secret to it is knowing the concepts, right? So anytime you will go wrong with the rash technique is probably because you didn't know the concept, right? So now that fear around that, even if I know the concepts, what if I cannot attempt the question in the exam, right? Before everything, this was a very common fear, right? Just before the exam, I know all the concepts, I have studied, I have prepared. What if in the exam I'm not able to see and answer the question correctly? Wasn't that the biggest fear? And should be the biggest fear, right? With your best preparation. That was the fear that I went with when I was going for the exam. That I have given my best, but what if I'm not able to perform good in exam? Right? Yes, definitely, Henna. If it's your repeat attempt, absolutely it will overwhelm you. That is why the cluster mocks will give you that clarity and reality check where you stand. And you have the rank feature now, Henna. Have you experienced any of the mocks and seen your ranks, Henna? Thank you so much, Lakshmi. Your comment means a lot, and this is exactly how we do. We don't take a mock and then go about and give you a class that you didn't even choose for, because that I have already decided. So the polls that I conduct, the feedbacks that I take are not just to create or just to show off. They are actually important because that's what helps us bring the features and classes and tools for you. That is why Winsport will and always remain a student-centric program and an institute. Each of us, whether it's me or other tutors, every time we talk, every time we create something, it is just what is best for you all. So, Henna, now you have 9 weeks still, right? So you have good ranks in some. That means you're kind of very confident on certain concepts in a lot of places, and terrible at others means that there are certain aspect in the syllabus which you still have to master. Now, can I tell you something very frankly, Henna? Now, this is the most important reason that makes you miss out on the examination, where you're good at maybe 60% of the stuff and not 40%, because in the examination about 75 plus or 80 plus correct answers will get you a sure shot spot in the pass, right? I'm being extremely honest with you all that scoring low in the mocks, getting lower ranks in the mocks will also go to the examination if you're not immediately working and fixing and upgrading your knowledge and database with that. Is that right, Henna? So when you're seeing that 50% of the mocks I'm doing really well and certain 50% of the mocks I'm getting lower scores and ranks, that means if you're not immediately working on those incorrect concepts and lower scoring mocks, that situation is going to go with you in the examination. Do we want that? Do we want to repeat what we are doing now in 5 months? Or we want to upgrade, immediately fix, analyze our mistakes, and then ask your doubts with me, Hina? So whenever you see the mocks that you're scoring low, circle those questions, boil it down to the what is the core concept where you went wrong, ask your doubts, get it sorted with me on WhatsApp. And this is how you upgrade. Otherwise, if you're just focusing on, okay, I took this mock and I scored low, and you don't do anything about it, if you're not analyzing your mistakes, if you're not upgrading your database and getting the new concept, the new knowledge memorized, the same thing will happen during the exam also. So do not cram, Henna. Let's talk about don'ts now. Your question actually brings us to the fact that we are not here to memorize any answers. A lot of students, what they do is they get the files from any other institute, anything, just get the files, and whatever questions, answers have been marked, they just memorize it. ADC doesn't work like that. ADC changes keywords every single time, every single center. So even when you have the past papers, even when you have the question bank, if you're not focusing on the variations which we do during the classes, or if you don't have a solid concept base from the hot notes, you won't be able to apply the rash technique, right? And rash is everything. So cramming will never get you successfully applying rash. Knowing your power notes, knowing your hot notes, doing your mind maps just before the examination, and practicing everything on the mocks and seeing your ranks, where you stand with the cohort. Now, touch would we have such a big group of cohort, right, which is going to examination with you. Now tell me, isn't it the best experience that you will get? Almost examination size cohort taking exam with you on the same mocks and you seeing those ranks real time after every mock, immediately in seconds, you get to see that if this came in exam, this is where I stand. Am I in the top 25 or 30% or not? Tell me, does anyone give you that within seconds reality check? Of course, it would be harsh. Of course, sometimes it would not make you happy. Sometimes it will when you have top ranks. See, again, emotions. It makes you happy, it makes you feel bad, whatever. It's a reality check. Emotions keep aside, practicality, learning keep aside. Okay, I scored low, my rank is low. It could have been an exam, but thank God this is not exam yet. I still have 2 months. How do I upgrade my knowledge? How do I upgrade my concepts that my rank with every consistent mock gets to the top 25%? Can you develop and work on that mindset? Tell me that. Give me big yeses and nos. If now in the 9 weeks, you will focus on getting on the top ranks. If you are in the 40%, you will aim for 30%. If you are in the 30%, you will aim for 20%. No matter the 10% improvement in the coming 9 weeks, absolutely is doable. Even if you improve 1% every week, 1% every week. If you improve in the coming 9 weeks, if you are at the 70 percentile, you will be in the 79th, which is extremely safe to crack the exam. Even 1% improvement per week. People say just improve 1% per day and after a year you will be a changed person, right? I'm not even asking you to improve 1% per day. I'm asking you to improve 1% per week and you got it. And those who are in the 50% or 40%, please improve 1% every day. Can we not just work to improve 1%? What is it? 1% means I got 61% in one mock today. Tomorrow, if I took a same mock, I should have gotten 62. Every single day, 1%. And 9 weeks is like how many days? Almost 60 days, right? Yeah. So yeah, today's 1st July, September, right? So we have almost 60 days. Even if you're scoring 40%, 1% improvement can bring you in the 90s. So there is no hopeless situation ever. There's always hope and there's always method to master it. So stay in touch with us. Message me, right? Sorry, Daniela. Yes, so if you do not want to watch and revise the videos again, you can simply read only, Daniela. Can I make it very easy for you, Daniela? Give me a yes or no. If the revision class, if the class is getting repeated on the study plan, suppose the second time and the third time, and you don't have time, but you have power notes, right? You have their assessment mocks on the app. Simply skip the watch the second time. That easily brings you down 2 to 3 hours every day or not. So there you save 2 to 3 hours and focus on reading power notes because you don't have to watch the class again. Focus on taking mocks again, the subject wise and everything. So you can read the feedbacks again and revise the concepts there. So at Winspert, you have very rich video collection, very rich notes collection, and very rich assessment collection. Those who can work on all these three aspects together, wonderful. But those who cannot can still pick what method works best for them. Isn't that right? Isn't that a flexibility and a customization that this program offers you without sacrificing a single concept? So when you read Power Notes of Ultimate Advanced File Volume 1 and 2, when you read Hot Notes, when you do mind maps, and you keep doing the self-assessment quizzes without having to even repeatedly watching the classes, you're still focusing on every single concept. No concept will be left behind. Even the CV classes, special topics, important articles, all my classes, every concept has been now recorded in the manuscripts of these notes. Now the program has become such a self-feeding loop. You choose a video pattern. If you are a visual learner, go for the videos and webinars. If you are a reader, go for the notes reading, power notes and hot notes and cue cards and mind maps. And self-assessment quizzes and specialized mocks, everybody has to do. Right, Jyotsna, if you are noticing that your challenge is time management, let me tell you, it's one of the biggest reason in the exam also for very good candidates to not being able to make it. Can I emphasize on that? So one thing, I applaud you for first acknowledging and being aware of what your lacking is. Right? So instead of a sad smiley, I would want you to feel happy about it that 9 weeks before exam, you're aware of your chief problem. Now the cluster-wise mocks will also be timed. All the specialized mocks which are coming, the team will keep on announcing which week the new mocks are coming. So everybody knows, right? The health promotion mock is coming. Trauma guidelines second part is coming. Now TG is also getting filled up with new TG SBQs. So far, the TG mocks have MCQs, right? The concept revision. Now we are making the therapeutic guidelines SBQ mocks. So the existing 7 TG mocks that you have will be reinforced, will be added with your new TG SBQs as well. So all the updated mocks, all the updated hot notes, everything is making sure that no concept is left behind. And Jyotsna, the more mocks you take, the more attempts you take, the practice and the grasp on the time will come. Jyotsna, please solidify your concepts and apply rash immediately. The moment your concepts are strong and you start thinking about rash, your time management will start coming, together. And I want, try it for a week, immediately solidify a concept, start applying rash without thinking. Start with the rash only. What can I rule out? Right? And then the ash aspect. Simple, start applying rash, do it for a month, or maybe for a week or two, and then message me on WhatsApp personally again and tell me, is your time management improving? Because now you have to start every week seeing how you're getting a good grasp of it. Because we don't want to go to exam with this problem, right? Yes, Anushka, we have a rash technique. Anushka, you enrolled with me, right? So you have been watching Ultimate Advanced Volume 2? Ultimate Advanced File Volume 2? So we have been doing, this is our internal technique to master all the SVQs and making sure that they get answered confidently, accurately. Okay, so when you join, it's our internal technique. Exactly, Japinder. So if you have been applying rash already, it is becoming very, very automatic. The answer solving is becoming very confident. But again, I told you, rash will not work unless your concepts are strong, right? Nimra, I understand. Yeah, but I get that your brain is more powered in the morning and sometimes not in evening. But let's talk about it. What can be the biological hacks? Let's research about it. How you can maintain and sustain higher energy levels during the evening also, because I don't want you to lose on the exam, Nimra, based on the fact that just because you were lower on energy. And I understand as a female, we have a 3 p.m. slump, right, and a 2 p.m. slump. I'm sure you also have that. So we'll talk about it. What about the nap, where you can introduce a nap and go to the exam still fresh. Let's find, there are always hacks to things, okay, Nimra? So we will hack it, we'll hack the system and make it work for us. This is a very petty thing and we will not let it come on our way and become an obstacle for our success, Nimra. Okay? Drop me a message and I'm going to find certain tools and research for you how to hack your system that day. All right. So you have Ultimate Advanced File Volume 2. How to analyze after attempting mock. Now, Megha, one of the classes, lot of classes actually, if you have watched, I've talked about, there are practically 4 reasons why you made mistake, right? So now with the rash also, Megha, you can analyze that how rash was supposed to apply and where you could not apply it. Understood? On the A, on the S, or on the H. First of all, identify where you could not identify. So for if it's H, then you miss something on the history, right? Or you do not remember the sequence, then you have to go back to the hot notes, right? And what is the question asking? That means you missed something on the question, so you're missing the keywords again, not reading correctly. So either you're not reading correctly and missing out on the keywords, or you do not remember the core concept and you did not know the sequencing. So either you go back to hot notes or you analyze how can I improve my comprehension and reading and not miss the keywords. Megha, once you start applying this method, you will immediately know where you're making mistakes at and work on your mistakes. And you are already in touch with me on a daily basis, so I'm not worried about you at all. Maintain that daily doubt support. Keep resolving your issues and doubts. So whatever's new, let me just now quickly summarize and review and put it there. You have Ultimate Advanced File Volume 2 and the Volume 2 Power Notes. I showed you, they have been added on the plan, so it's not your headache when to revise them, when to read them. It's on your study plan now. New 2 health promotion mocks are coming. They will be added in week 15 and 16. They have been added to the study plan also, so you can see which day they're going to be released. I think it's on a Wednesday. Just quickly. Yes. So on week 15, Wednesday, you have the health promotion and professionalism mock 1 coming. And then on the week 16, same. Next Wednesday, you have the health promotion and professionalism mock part 2 coming. And then you have the trauma guideline mock 2 coming as well. That is in week 17, you have the first part. And then week 18, the second part will be added. Yeah, it has to be added yet. So we are going to add the trauma guideline as well. So both trauma guideline 2-part mock, new health promotion mocks, and the latest updated hot notes. You know, in the internal classes, I'm keeping a note of whatever new concepts are getting asked in exam. So these 9 weeks, I will focus on providing you the latest concepts and the latest hot notes as well. By maybe August 10th, you will have all the latest hot notes also ready and available on the app. So you will still have maybe about 3 to 4 weeks to review the latest hot notes as well. So it will never be last minute. Far before the examination, you will have the latest hot notes on the app available so you can review them, right? Then the new trauma guideline mock, as I told you and showed you, the TG mock will also be upgraded with the latest SBQs. 1,000 and past paper quizzes also we are creating. They will be published in a week or so. And your latest supplementary TG classes every Monday to help you memorize, review, revise, understand wherever you're lacking in TG. The supplementary classes will give you a daily constant reminder what you still know, what you still have to work on, right? So all these new things, and our biggest, again, going back to this again, the biggest Winsford surprise, which is first ever ADC cluster wise mock examination with Winsford, where you have 10 cluster wise mocks for each cluster. So maybe 7 to 10 mocks, 500 to 600 questions, perfectly aligned for you for each cluster. I'm going to take a poll tonight, which will help me decide whether you wanted one mock per week or everything put there together and you consume it, you utilize it based on your available time. Definitely putting it all together makes me think that you might have more flexibility, but then again we'll leave it to the cohort to decide. We'll leave it on the batch to decide. Whatever works for majority, we'll go with that. Thank you so much, Nimra. Please stay in touch. Don't let your emotions overpower you. You are stronger than your emotions. You're stronger than your feelings. Being nervous and being scared, just acknowledge it. As I've before also told you, just acknowledge. Even your negative emotions require an acknowledgement. And then, yes, they will take up some room, but don't give them more power on you, right? They're there. Let them be there. They will remain there till you take the exam. Well, it is an indicator also that you're doing something which is worth working for, right? I mean, if there's no fear, if there's no doubt, do you think it's even worth doing? So actually having fears, actually having doubts is a strong indicator that the stuff that you're doing, the thing that you're aiming, your goals, they are worth aiming for. Your goals, your dreams should scare you. Sometimes a little and sometimes more, depends on what you're taking on. But yes, ADC is a goal big enough to give you that scaredy feeling, give you that fear. It's so every time you see it, remind yourself in a positive way that it's an indicator that I'm doing something worthwhile, something worth working for. Okay, so when the stakes are higher, these emotions are normal. Acknowledge them and then let them be. But then you remind yourself, I'm stronger than my fears. I'm greater than my fears. My effort, my hard work, and my sincerity is far more louder than those fears. And those fears are an acknowledgement that I'm working on something worthwhile. Those questions in the clusters actually will be an accumulation from your mocks as well as the examination questions, Jay. So it would be a wonderful blend where you can practice the clusters and yet practice the repeat questions too. So it's a win-win for you, right? You're practicing the cluster and you're reviewing the questions and getting your ranks also, right? So thank you so much for your time. And if you have more questions, please feel free to message me, my team, the Facebook page, the WhatsApp. My team is going to put all the details down there on the comments. And there is a scheduler link. We have one-on-one Zoom consultation and counseling available for you. For enrolled candidates, for not enrolled candidates, if you're planning for crash course still, this is the crash course that you need. This is the crash course that will get you cracking the exam with success. Our cohort size ranking will give you a real time status of where you stand with the existing cohort and batch size who's going to take the exam with you. So message us, and yes, every mock will have the graph result, and every mock will have ranking J. So that is one thing to really look forward to. If I were you, I would be the most excited because see, you're taking a competitive exam, and no matter what you watch, what you read, what you assess, if you don't have where you stand, you're still in a dark. You still, have those doubts and you have concern. But the moment I see my ranks, I know where I stand, whether good, whether bad, whether in a sweet spot. The reality check I'll take any day over that, the haziness and not being sure where I am, right? So the ranking feature takes away that guesswork, takes away the fog, lifts entirely. Okay, if these hundreds of people are going with me, this is where I am in the ranks. This is automatically be reflection of the exam also. So how can I improve on that? How can I right away within the 4 weeks jump 20, 30%, 10 to 20% of my ranking? Immediately when you focus on that, focus should be how can I jump my ranks? How can I come in the top 20%? Focus on that, and then you will focus on the concepts. Rash will also you'll apply. Concepts you'll also memorize. Reading mistakes also you'll avoid. Once your ranks are in those top 20%, that's your motivation. So utilize that feature. It's a great driving force, especially you have to be competitive. This is a a competition and a competitive exam. The passing rates are not just pass and fail scores. It's not a get 50% and get a pass. It is that they are going to take the top 20% or 30% of the candidates. The success rate varies every batch. So aim for top 20% and you're very safe. All right, thank you so much. If you have more questions, you can definitely message on Facebook, on WhatsApp, or book the Zoom call directly. Don't have to think twice. Thank you so much for being the fabulous audience that you always are. And thank you for your time. And have a great night, everybody. Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you, Megha. Yes, absolutely. See you on Thursday. We are going to go further into our Ultimate Advanced File Volume 2. And yes, keep enjoying your tutor support classes with Akis, Kalai, and Anj. Keep reviewing the hot notes, keep reviewing the TG. Such a great. I'm super happy that we could also create a tutor support classes for you. Now you have almost 4 classes per week, right? Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and weekend, Sunday. So you have 4 classes per week live. And then you have all the webinars. Thank you, Kuljeet. Thank you so much for the compliments. And yeah, so the program is now completely working for you. All you have to do is bring your hours, show up, get your device, and just, learn and have fun. Yes, I know. Always anybody who takes a Viva for you on TG. So I have totally utilized my family for that, Megha. And I've told you before also, getting a study partner who helps you asking the questions on TG, right? So practically, Winspert has provided you a study partner. Is that right? Or right? So now you can even say that Winspert doesn't even give you the program or just the course. We also give you study partners. So consider Dr. Kalai, Dr. Anj, and Dr. Akis as your study partners. And if you don't have any, now weekly you have an accountability. Somebody is going to put you on the table and ask you questions. Do you remember this? Do you remember that? And if you don't, then yes, let's review, let's revise, let's understand better, right? So this is the most holistic way by which you can prepare for ADC. Now what it has become is Winspert has become a way of doing ADC. It is not just yeah, I have to crack this exam. I will take a particular course. Yeah, Winspert sounds good. Has maximum notes, has maximum marks, has maximum classes. Yeah, that's one thing. But the way we now do things at Winspert, we've become a culture, we've become a community. We are a very close knit, loving community. So people just don't join for the notes, for the materials, or for the app. I think that was my intention to begin with, that people should join us for the LMS and the experience, but now it has become far bigger than that, which I couldn't have even imagined. We have become a family. We've become people who support each other. We are together. We are competing together, and yet we are preparing together and still making sure everybody is supported. So what is that? We have brought that humanity factor to the preparation, because we know on the exam day we are all against each other, competing. But till that examination day, we are all there for each other. And even after results, because we know that passing rates cannot be 50, 60, 70%, there will still be 20, 25% people cracking it. But we know the people who will be left behind will still be motivated that, yes, now I was lacking here, but I can still make it into the top 25% the next time. So it has become definitely an art. It has become a culture. It has become the way of doing ADC, because this is how a program, a community, a learning environment should feel like. Safe place to ask questions, safe place where you're supported and loved, and there are people, there's a team who is working for you and who takes your feedbacks. So it's not an ego driven or self promoting program. It is a program which works for you. We are in service for you. So we are serving you. Just remember that. Whatever you have, whatever request you have, whatever ask you have full authority to ask us to make that request, and we will. Please know it might take some time, like thousands and past papers, notes, and everything, the Mega Master. It might take some time, but we are on it. Every single day you bring a feedback to us and a request to us. That's exactly when we start working on it, right? And we will continue to do that. We'll continue to serve you. And we are here to give you the most positive, loved, and protected environment during these 5 months, so that your mental health, your physical health, your family health, your relationships, they can thrive while you are during this strenuous, activity of cracking this examination. So we'll make sure that you're so supported that no other aspect in your life gets affected. So thank you so much, and constantly be in touch with me. I'm always here, either at Zoom or Facebook Live or on WhatsApp, forever. So just drop me a message, and we are listening all the time. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Thank you so much. Bye bye, Raman. How many questions in 1000 and past paper mocks? We are making the mocks of every single question on 1000 and past paper, Nimra. So 1000 has 1000 questions, past papers has 1400 questions, right? So all the subject, they will be created subject wise, Nimra. Thousands and past paper mocks will be created subject wise. So all the questions will be added. All right. Thank you so much, guys. Bye bye. Thank you. Have a good day. Per mock, we are adding, say, same 50 to 70 questions. We are not putting anything more than 17 any mock, because that is the exam limit. So we don't want you to go through more than 2 hours for any mock. We're keeping 50 to 60, 70 max. That's all. All right. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Yes, 1000 and past paper will be available for the September batch J, and past paper will be done, I think, in this weekend, and another week or two for 1000 also. So by 10th of July, we are aiming every past paper and 1000 mock be available on the app. Okay. All right. Bye bye. Thank you so much. Take care. Good night.